Council. My name is Neil Brown, Executive Director of the Controllers Council. And before I introduce our expert panelists and our partner sponsor, let me share some brief housekeeping items. We'll have a Q&A at the end of the presentation, so please use your GoToWebinar control panel to ask our experts questions. Next, this webinar is CPE eligible with 3 polling questions, so please answer each poll for CPE or benchmark your peers if you're not trying for CPE. Please allow 5 to 7 days for CPE certificates. Also regarding CPE, you'll receive a brief survey directly after the webcast today, so please complete. And finally, you'll receive a link to this webcast via email in the next 24 hours, so no need for notes or screenshots. With that, I'm pleased to introduce our sponsor, AvidXchange, a leader in automating invoice, payment, and AP processes. A fintech unicorn, AvidXchange processes more than 215 billion transactions annually, with 1,600 employees, 6,000 customers, and 225 system integrations. Important notice, material portions of this webinar are based on AvidXchange's white paper 2024, Anticipating Tomorrow's Trends, published on September 15, 2023. So with that, I'm very pleased to introduce our subject matter experts, Rhonda Green and Tyler Stubbs. Rhonda Green is a Certified Accounts Payable Solutions Consultant, APSC, and a Principal Solutions Consultant for AvidXchange. Rhonda brings more than 25 years of experience to help companies streamline AP. And Tyler Stubbs is a Solution Consultant for AvidXchange. He joined AvidXchange in 2017. Welcome, Rhonda and Tyler.
Thank you.
All right, well, before we get into things, we're just going to go ahead and start out with a poll. So let us take a look at the first poll. And again, those of you looking for CPE, please answer this poll. Do you use artificial intelligence or AI tools in your accounting finance duties? Select one of the following. So please take a few seconds. And yes, it's pretty easy multiple choice here. So. And voting is slowing down to a crawl here. So I'm going to share the results. 38% yes, 55% no, and only 7% saying no and hesitant. So let's, we're not going to analyze that today. We're going to get right to the agenda, and Rhonda, I will turn it over to you.
Thanks, Neil. So thank you everyone for joining us today. We'll be covering the following topics: the state of finance, top priorities and challenges of finance leaders, 2024 finance trends, AP automation with AvidXchange, and then as Neil mentioned, we'll leave room at the end for Q&A. The state of finance. So we're talking today about things like artificial intelligence and remote hybrid work, which, you know, drives growth. Also analytics and power decision making. So when we talk about AI, more than half of the finance leaders surveyed said that they're very comfortable using AI technology, which I really love to see that, since really AI is still relatively new. When we're talking about remote and hybrid work, for many finance teams, this type of work continues to drive company growth, and companies that offer it are at an advantage when it comes to hiring talent. More and more companies are realizing the benefit there. When we're talking about accounts payable, that's typically a team or a department that historically couldn't work from home because there were so many paper invoices and, of course, cutting so many paper checks. But with COVID, that definitely pushed us in this direction, and it's worked. So companies are embracing it. And then finally, analytics empower decision making. Finance teams consider access to real-time data analytics as imperative. 66% of finance leaders work in departments with access to that real-time data analytics. So when we look at, again, some of our poll results or our survey results, 72% of companies are using AI. And most of the organizations that we polled said that that are held back at all by a lack of understanding around the tech. So that's really good news. 29% of finance leaders say inadequate technology poses a challenge to the remote hybrid work at their organization. And then 86% of organizations have access to real-time data analytics or plan to implement it in 2024.
All right, well, whoops. With that, we'll get to our second poll. And let's launch that. What is your finance department's current work location policy? Select one of the following. So this is about remote and hybrid and office. So please take a few seconds to answer that. And this is an interesting question just to compare notes because we're all in this transition period of return to office. All right, we're getting close. Please finish. And let's share results. Full remote, 21%, hybrid 1 to 2 days per week, 27%, hybrid 3 to 4, 29%, and complete in office 5 days per week, 23%. So pretty evenly distributed there.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, I'll turn it back to you.
So let's talk about those top priorities and challenges. AvidXchange conducted a survey of 500 finance executives at middle market companies in September of this year to understand their priorities and concerns as they're planning for 2024. The top priorities and concerns really mirror each other, with the top three being number one, data protection, security, and regulatory compliance. Number two is digital transformation. Number three is creating operational efficiencies. So as you can see, that 1 and 2 are very closely tied together. And I think they kind of go hand in hand because as people work more toward a digital transformation, definitely protecting their data and security in general is top of mind. And some of the things that were also still top of mind is creating operational efficiencies, which I think should always drive departments and businesses as we're thinking about better ways to do things. So top concerns of these finance departments, well, the number one again was security with fraud and phishing attempts. Unfortunately, as security has gotten more robust, so have the scammers. And unfortunately, fraud and phishing is running rampant. The second concern was data management. And the third was digital skills gap of teammates. And I have heard that occasionally where some companies are hesitant to move more toward technology because they are afraid that some of their teammates don't have the skills needed But really, there were a lot of things to take into consideration, and really, the most important things and things that really do make sense are data management and security and fraud. But also, still 11% are thinking about a possible recession.